Hi, my name is Joanie Eisinger. Welcome to my channel. Please go to my website, jonieswhitelighthealing.com. You'll find out more about me. If you're interested in scheduling a reading, a healing, you could reach out through my website. You can reach out to me through Facebook private messenger, text if you know my phone number. All is available to you. You can comment below, find out more details, and I will message you back right there in the comments section if you want more information about having a session with me. I bring in the highest of Christ-like consciousness, meaning the ones who have had the enlightenment, the ones that are of the highest vibration. I am not calling in lower vibrations. I am not a fear-porn psychic, no doom and gloom here. I bring in archangels and angels, ascended masters, departed ones and guides, star beings, consciousnesses, and elementals. There are no timestamps on this video. Spirit knows who will be watching and when. It is March 21, 2021, and if you watch this on another day and it resonates, great. If it doesn't, I suggest putting it on the shelf. It might resonate at another time where you have an aha moment. And if it doesn't resonate at all, or if you don't like what you're hearing or you're not vibing with me, you could turn me off at any time. It's just fine. Not everyone is a match. Why do I do this? I am a light worker and I am compelled to do this. This is the light worker's sense of urgency. We that are bringing in information from other ages, from other star systems, other realms. We come in here in human bodies and we are bringing in information and energy, educating, validating, supporting, assisting with healing, acting as a bridge for others to come into their enlightenment moments, for their opportunity to ascend as well, to move up that spiritual development ladder. I liken it to Tetris. That was one of my clients' metaphors whenever she was going to face another difficulty. She would move up that Tetris ladder. So here we are today. I wanted to bring up the concept of the fear of people. There are people who are avoidant of people. They are socially phobic. They are loners. They have anxiety around people. They could call themselves introverts. But I just wanted to talk about the fear of people and do a reading regarding it for those who are watching and do a healing as well. Because we're today faced with this social distancing and people being afraid that they're going to die, there are a lot of people that I believe have become afraid of people. And if they already had social phobia, if they were distancing to begin with, some might have schizoid personalities. You could look that up, SCHIZOID. If they had social anxiety and social phobia, you can look up all these terms. The times that we are now finding ourselves in might have heightened their issues that they face. Now, some people are born with this. Now, is it karma? Is it something that they put on their plate pre-birth planned to experience for curiosity? Or is it something that as a result of what they've experienced in this lifetime alone, they went down that free will path and ended up with a fear of people, discomfort for being with people? There's a difference between fear and discomfort, but I'm going to use that general phrase fear to be like an umbrella term, a lower vibration. It's not the love of and the moving towards people, it's the moving away from people. So that's the way that I'm going to define fear of people. Now, some people don't like diagnoses, and that is fine. So you can take my words lightly. I used to be a psychiatric social worker, so I did use the diagnostic manual to define, to put folks into some type of a construct when I would work with them. It doesn't mean that person would be seen as a diagnosis, as a number. It was a helpful tool. And is it something that's like a mark of death, or the A for adultery, something that's emblazoned on someone as something lower and worse and bad? No. I, as a former therapist, use certain terms. You'll have to forgive me if you don't feel comfortable with it. I use that because that's what I was pulling from then. And when I work with people today as a healer, I can easily I can assess where someone's at, whether they're in a healthy state or whether they're actually not, based on what I bring to the table. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to go in and I'd like to come up with the reasons why people who would be watching, and maybe not, maybe for education purposes, why people are afraid of people, have social phobia. They could have anxiety in social situations, and maybe people who have schizoid personalities. So I'm going to go in and see what Spirit says regarding how it could be this way. And I hope this assists you. Here we go. So I see that there are lifetimes that people had where they were blamed so often for so many things that they concluded, this is enough, I'm done. And they put up a wall, and they didn't want to be seen. They didn't want to be around people because they were taunted, they were blamed. There was so much anger that came up as a result of being the focus of derision that they secluded themselves. So being around people in this lifetime is really counter intuitive, that it's something that they have no interest in participating in. They have no interest in being around others because it's a trigger. It kicks up other lifetimes of when they were the focus of terrible, terrible things. And keep going in for more explanations of why someone would have a fear of people. Some people were experienced cataclysms. They were part of terrifying events in groups, and that there were loads of deaths, like dumps of deaths, just horrific avalanche, tsunami, flood, raging rivers, just destroying homes and people. And that with this death, this group death, to see others, to be around others, reminds them of when they were grouped and with others and died suddenly and tragically. By the way, I will be enumerating quite a few of these experiences, and then afterwards I'm going to do a healing for the collective. I'd love for you to participate. You don't have to, but here we go. I'm going to keep going in. There was invasion of privacy. So there would be a person or people that would say, tell me, come on, tell me, I want to know, tell me, tell me, tell me, I want to know, tell me, tell me. And their privacy was invaded, and they kept being pressed. And that to push away an individual was the best thing that they could do, to keep avoiding people because they wanted to remain private. So it was self-preserving. It was a way of remaining sane. It was even positive for some people to go away and stay away from those persons who were pushing and pressing and prying. And mind you, when you hear these experiences from other lifetimes, you might be experiencing, or you might have experienced these issues here in this lifetime. Oftentimes, what is unresolved elsewhere with karma, blame towards self and other, becomes a bleed-through effect where there's a do-over here, and that there is a similar theme that comes in, different story, different lifetime, similar theme. I'm going to keep going in. Here we go, regarding fear of people and why this might be, why you might have this here. Let's see. For some people, and it could have been mental illness, it could have been there's some type of an overwhelmment. It could have been they were quiet people, they were shy, and that when they were around others, crowds and groups, they got antsy and uncomfortable and they said, "This is too much. I don't like this. I'd rather be alone." So this was, it became habit where they would avoid others because they were private people and quiet and innocent and more shut in. And it was a preference. So it might be that in those lifetimes they put themselves in social situations where there were crowds in order to break out a little bit, maybe learn social skills, maybe learn how to barter with a trade or teach someone something, have someone teach them. But their essence was of a more sensitive, quiet, loner type. But as a result of conflict, of being in those situations and not managing well, they go to their passing, blaming self and other, incurring karma. So it might be that for that person, they started off preferring aloneness, and then as a result of having to interact with groups, they became quite scared and then became reclusive. I'm going to keep going in. Let's see. Some people ended up with a fear of people as a result of having difficulty sharing, that they were put in situations where they were with others and they had to compromise, and they had difficulty due to ego involvement. They did not want to do that. This is mine. I don't want to do that. How could you make me do that? And they had pride and ego, and as a result, they preferred to stay separate from, because they could not concede. There was no way that their ego was going to allow for there to be any type of moderation, compromise, or concession. They go to their passing inability to see their part in that, blaming other, and having jealousy and envy of others' ability to, in fact, mediate, be in the middle, compromise, concede. And I see some of them blame themselves, like, why did I have to do that? Ugh, and then unforgiveness towards self. See if there are more of the highlights regarding why someone would have fear of people, social anxiety, and possible schizoid personalities. Here we go. Mistrust. People were betrayed, people were taken, ripped off, and as a result, they go to their passing, blaming self and other, and they refer to themselves as numbnuts, stupid, asses, etc., and that they are so afraid that they're going to be ripped off that they remain quiet and in solitude, and they're afraid that people are going to absolutely mistreat them. They'll be taken, ripped off again, betrayed. So the social isolation, the fear of people, comes from the fear of being taken advantage of. See if there's more. And then there are people that were on the run, and there were people that were looking for them and chasing them, and then they ultimately were caught. And that the conclusion is, oh my God, there's nowhere to run, there's no way to hide. And that they're on the run. They've cheated, they've stolen, they have mistreated others, and that they go to their passing, having been hunted and found, and then they blame themselves for having been caught, difficulty owning what they've done, blaming other for having hunted them and having found them, and the mistreatment that they feel that they experienced versus what they incurred is karmic. They come into this lifetime fear of being caught, fear of being seen. They might find out and know that I'm doing bad things. I don't want anyone to know, so I'm going to stay so private. But it's more so fear of people finding who they are, finding out what they're really doing, ending up in a psychological situation, a psychological I don't want to use the word trauma, but where they're not managing well because of what they're bringing into this lifetime. I'll see if there's anything more. I see sexual abuse. I see sexual trauma of all different kinds, and that someone is being, whether they're incested, molested, raped, tortured, all different types of sexual problems, violations, not problems, violations, where they come into this lifetime afraid they're going to be hurt. They are going to be sexually attacked, violated, traumatized, taken advantage of sexually. So the fear of people in this case is regarding their body. And the karma is blaming self and other. Bleeds through into this lifetime. This can't happen again, therefore I'm going to stay away. I'm just going to retreat and not come out. I'm going to stay as far away from people as I can. You can hurt me. You could really, really mess with me. My body and my mind. I'm going to go in again, see if there's more. So in the similar vein, not about sexual, but about the physical attack. I'm afraid that you are going to kill me. There are people who have different lifetimes where they were attacked, they were jumped. I see coming from behind often, big surprise attacks. And that as a result of that, there are people that come into this lifetime with that PTSD. They're just carrying it, the trauma and the anxiety around people possibly just coming out of nowhere and attacking them. This is what I'd like to do. And I hope, before I even do a healing, I hope that you are well. And I hope that you do see a mental health professional if need be. I am a psychic, a healer, a medium, and I am no longer a therapist. I come in and I assist folks with the other lifetime trauma in order to kind of jumpstart them here so they can move forward. So if you're in therapy, that's a great thing. And I used to be a therapist. It's a great thing. And maybe you can do this forgiveness work. And if you still, after doing the forgiveness work, which is what we're about to do, you find that you still have more layers of stuff, you can keep doing the forgiveness work every day and keep peeling the layers. Okay, here we go. Across time and space, forwards and backwards across all generations. Any negative karma incurred that would bring you into this lifetime having fear of people, social anxiety, possible schizoid personality, where it's difficult for you to trust, to be around others, where you feel itchy, antsy, squeamish, skittish, avoidant, afraid, paranoid, panicked, stressed, loss of words, anything that would have your anxiety raised, where you are not in a love vibration, you're in a fear vibration regarding people. And we ball them all up, and you say inside, I forgive myself. Look at you go. Well, look at you. Hallelujah, and good for you. That was immediate. It was huge, fabulous, and congratulations, and thank you for taking care of yourself. Next step, forgive everyone and everything. There you go. Beautiful. And you're wishing people well. And you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and you. Ask for everyone's forgiveness. Please, all of you, forgive me because I had unforgiveness towards you. There are messages coming through. They're very cryptic. And there are souls all through creation who you've just forgiven. You've just forgiven them, and they come back and they talk to you beautifully, and they talk sweetly to you, and they say many, many things, and there's a lot of discussion. There are a lot of memories that are coming up now, and you're advancing. Beautiful energy. Okay. Thank God for these life lessons, God not being separate from you, but you're being part of the oneness. Thanking the oneness for the opportunity to understand and heal and grow. Now, between now when you do this, if you have done this exercise, and when you go to sleep, sip water. It'll help flush negative energies through the physical body. Now, I don't aim to say that I cure. I never know what's going to happen with folks. I always hope that as a result of their doing the forgiveness work, that the layers are stripped and that windows and doors open up and they find that they are more at ease and they're healthier in their mind, body, and spirit. So if in fact, after doing this forgiveness work, you find that you are more at ease, I'd love to hear from you. I would love for you to share in the comments below how you're doing if you've found that there's a shift. I'm going to see if there's anything that they want me to share with you. You go about your business, you live your life, you do the best that you can one day at a time, give yourself a break, no self-derision. They don't want you to put yourself down if you have difficulty being around people. You do the best that you can and compliment yourself when in fact you are around folks and you find that there's some grace and ease that you're experiencing. Let yourself know that. Just note it and pat yourself on the back that you did it right then. It's a good thing to mark for yourself. And regarding all of this social distancing, I always say this too shall pass. So watch the way things shift and change, and I always say expect miracles. So with that being said, you could find me here on YouTube. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Press the bell all icon and like and share, and please comment below. If you have any suggestions for any future videos, please let me know in the comments section of any video. You could find me on Facebook. You can like my Joanie's White Light Healing fan page. And if you'd like to friend me, please message me and tell me how you found me, because I don't friend strangers. You could find me on LinkedIn and Twitter and SoundCloud. And I think I've covered it. I think I'm good. So I hope that you are well, and I will see you again. Bye, y'all.